Hello friends, myself Mr. V.D. Zadav from Department of Chemistry, KTHM College, Nasik, 02. Today, this is our second lecture. In that lecture, we discuss method validation report, chromatographic parameters, system suitability, the interlaboratory qualification ILQ process, and the conclusion of assay validation and interlaboratory transfer. So, in the previous lecture, we discussed the introduction of syllabus, method validation, definition, important functional definitions, essential principles of method transfer, method modification, and revalidation. In this second lecture, we will see first method validation report. In the previous section, explain the importance of distinguishing between method validation and method transfer. Method validation establishes the scientific qualification of a specific analytical method, and details of this are included in the method validation report. Transfer of validated method is governed by the SOP established by the designated laboratory, which defines their acceptable performance criteria. Thus, the method validation report is extremely important document for any regulatory submission because it forms the basis for scientific qualification of the method. Consequently, it is appropriate to review certain aspects of the method validation report which relate directly to the method transfer process and thereby qualify acceptable performance in the designated laboratory. Next, chromatographic parameters and system suitability. For chromatographic methods, a number of quantitative features should be defined. These parameters are ultimately used as the minimum standard of performance in system suitability test. The resolution of a crucial pair or pairs of peaks in the chromatogram defines minimum separation requirement. Thus, the minimum resolution factor in the system suitability test is generally used in conjunction with the column efficiency and the tailing factor. First, chromatographic parameters, specificity, selectivity. For a stability indicating assay of an intact drug, specificity or selectivity defines the ability to measure the analyte to the exclusion of relevant components, which might interfere. Experiment to establish method specificity includes evaluating formulation matrix components, for example placebo, and any known related compounds such as synthesis related impurities and degradation products. Other less relevant compounds such as metabolite or isomers which might help to define the limit of method's resolution may also be evaluated. A similar assessment is repeated after stressing the drug to accelerate degradation under the influence of heat, light, oxidation, and acid and base hydrolysis. Next parameter, linearity. Linearity defines the analytical response as a function of analyte concentration and a range prescribe a region over which acceptable linearity, precision, and accuracy are achieved. While many analysts prefer to use a broad range quantitative measurement for pharmaceutical assay. Are made over a range that minimally encompass 80%, 100% and 120% of the analytical concentration prescribed in the method. Recognizing this can be different that product label claim either a sample of the drug substance or the reference standard may be used for these experiments. Next chromatographic parameter is accuracy or recovery. Recovery of the analyte of interest from a given matrix can be used as a measure of the accuracy or the bias of the method. The same range of concentration as employed in the linearity studies is used. That is, the linearity experiment is repeated in the presence of matrix constituents. However, incorporation of impurities and degradation product may also be appropriate. It is important to note that for the purposes of this discussion, recovery experiments of this type are limited to the detection of positive matrix interferences or adsorption effect are not true recovery experiments. This is especially true of an analytical method for solid dosage forms. The method of addition can mask positive or negative bias and should only be used as a last resort. Next parameter, precision. Precision quantifies the variability of an analytical result as a function of operator, method manipulation and day-to-day environment. Statistical analysis of data generated to demonstrate assay precision is essential for efficiency. Analysts can use both the linearity and the recovery data for the statistical assessment. In addition, it is proved to include an additional tier of comparative analysis of the sample of a representative product. Usually, a minimum of 10 replicates. All the data to this point will have been generated by the development laboratory chemist from the perspective of the designated laboratory. This validation data should be viewed as a intra-laboratory data even though more than one development chemist or more than one development laboratory may have been involved in generating the precision data. Next important point in our topics, inter-laboratory qualification ILQ process. Clearly, the method transfer process should involve more than simply the designated laboratory obtaining the expected result after analyzing a sample of representative product. This alone will not assure consistent performance of the method over time and may actually mask error in the result arising from compensating errors. Furthermore, analysts in the pharmaceutical industry must be prepared answer the questions: why do you always accept good result without challenge, and question only what you conclude to be incorrect assay. A good quality control laboratory must be able to recognize rapidly and with confidence a method that is out of control independent of the assay result before a product is released. There are number of ways to achieve this level of performance beginning each laboratory involved in the method transfer process should define independently an experimental protocol to be followed for every method transferred. However, it is obvious that the most efficient way is to take advantage of the scientific database already established and included in the method validation report. First, the design at laboratory should confirm the linearity and recovery for the analyte alone and in the presence of known product components. Designing the experimental protocol for the ILQ so that it resembles as much as possible that which was carried out by the development laboratory provides two advantages. It allows comparison of resultant raw data and calculated result with those already in method validation report, and assuming the analytical method remains essentially unchanged during transfer. The continuity of experimental design and resultant data allow the validation and the transfer reports to be reviewed by a regulatory agency as a complementary package. Both the both the development laboratory and the designated laboratory should test a common sample population that should be representative of the intended product. Comparison of these data provides an additional level of intra-laboratory information as well as forming the basis of the inter-laboratory qualification process. This simple experimental design generally allows bias or imprecision to be traced to an instrument in one of the laboratories. The method itself or a specific operator, the reason being that both laboratories will have analyzed both analytically prepared and representative product sample. The result and conclusion of these experiments are summarized in the method transfer report. Since overall objective of this report should be documentation that the method is acceptable, it is the responsibility of the designated laboratory. The method transfer report should remain in the files of the designated laboratory along with the method validation report to support subsequent audits. Conclusion: method validation and method transfer are distinct processes. Method validation certifies that the method performed in the manner for which it was developed and is the responsibility of the method development laboratory. Experimental rationale, the supporting database, and conclusion are summarized in the method validation report. Method transfer certifies that an analytical method is acceptable to the designated laboratory once it has generated data demonstrating the method performed in the same capacity for which it was validated. Accordingly, method transfer criteria should be based on the SOPs which are unique to the designated laboratory. While selected in accordance with minimum scientific criteria, method transfer SOPs should be consistent with the unique requirement of the individual laboratory, which may not and need not be identical in all laboratories. Finally, supporting data and conclusion for method transfer should be documented in method transfer report prepared by and written in the designated laboratory. Thank you.